Hi everyone, how's it going out there? This is Andy, also known as that one dude, and welcome to another Dragon Ball Sparking Zero video. Now, hope all of you are doing great out there today. And well, this video will be about the missing characters in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Now, we had the roster reveal not too long ago, and we know there's 181 characters. Plus, if you pre-order, you get Dragon Ball Daima Goku, which would make it up to 182 playable characters, which is an insane amount to think about. But even with that number, there's still a couple characters that we're missing. So today we'll be taking a look at the characters that we're missing. Now, if I miss some here and there, I do apologize, but these are the ones that came to mind, and so far the ones that I've seen in online discussions that have been missed. So let's actually dive in and take a look. Now, we will go ahead and start off looking at Dragon Ball characters. So, one of the ones that came to mind immediately once the roster was revealed for me was none other than Demon King Piccolo. Now, we will be using the Dragon Ball wiki for this. Shout out to them. But yeah, so Demon King Piccolo was the one of the first ones that came to mind when I saw the roster, and I was like, we do not have a playable Demon King Piccolo, really. Now, as you see this list, you'll see a lot of Dragon Ball characters, which makes me think that we will probably get these as DLC. Now, when will that come out? That's a very good question. You know, as most of you know, you've heard there's going to be three DLC packs. Now, those first three DLC packs will be between Dragon Ball Super Superhero and Dragon Ball Daima. So those two IPs, or I probably shouldn't even say IP. Basically, Dragon Ball Super Superhero movie and the Dragon Ball Daima series. Those will make up the three DLCs that Sparking Zero will have. Now, do I expect more DLC? Of course, I do. There's a lot of characters they can still put into the game, so I expect that, and I expect the OG Dragon Ball to be a DLC pack in its own. But yeah, Demon King Piccolo was missing, and that's something that actually stood out. Like, really, like I wouldn't think that they would bypass it. And it's like, I mean, when you even look at the roster, the only really OG Dragon Ball representation is Kid Goku, or they call him Teen Goku in that game. And it's like, wow, I never would have thought that, that they would pretty much almost omit OG Dragon Ball. So it's pretty crazy to think about, but it makes me really think and really strongly believe that OG Dragon Ball will be a DLC pack in its own. Hopefully, we see it sooner rather than later, but I honestly can't wait for these characters to come out. So, yeah, but first and foremost, Demon King Piccolo was the very first one that came into mind as far as a missing character. Now, another one that also came to mind was, of course, OG Dragon Ball Mercenary Tao. And it's crazy to think that, a lot of these, fighters that came out in Dragon Ball, the villains in Dragon Ball, sorry, I should say, they're not represented in Sparking Zero. So it gives more to the credence that there'll be a DLC for that. So it's interesting to see, but we're missing Mercenary Tower. But on top of that, we're also missing Cyborg Tower. So I expect to see both of these versions coming out. I definitely do. So I expect Mercenary Tower and Cyborg Tower to have their own characters. So we'll be waiting for that OG Dragon Ball pack. Hopefully, like I said, it's sooner rather than later. Of course, moving on to General Blue. He's appeared in other Dragon Ball games, so it's interesting to see he's been omitted. But I'm almost certain we'll definitely see a General Blue in Sparking Zero's DLC. Another one is Nam. I really expected Nam to show up here. I mean, he's popped up in several Dragon Ball games, so I did expect that. But I expect Nam to also come out. Chi Chi. I definitely see Chi Chi coming back. I definitely see her as a DLC pack. Now you have regular Chi Chi from the World Tournament, and I also expect a kid Chi Chi probably to be accompanying with that pack. So I do expect that. So definitely see. I definitely expect Chi Chi to come out. And then last but not least, at least what came to mind with OG Dragon Ball was Grandpa Gohan. I expect that to be a major probably role. I expect them to have a major role in the OG Dragon Ball DLC that comes out. Now I expect probably a Kid Goku story. I definitely do see that coming out. So I definitely see Grandpa Gohan being there. But yeah, I mean honestly there were a total of one, two, three, four, five, six, seven with Kid Chi Chi, eight characters that came to mind that said, hey, or just from characters I saw in discussion, like, hey, we're missing these characters. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more out there that I didn't get to, so but I definitely see that. I definitely see those eight characters definitely coming back. So I see them as DLC. I expect them as fighters. I definitely do see that honestly coming back. Now let's move on to Dragon Ball Z. to that era, Dragon Ball Z era. Fasha was actually somebody who came to mind immediately. Was really like I mean I didn't expect Fasha. I mean I would love to see all of Team Bardock there honestly. As the DLC also there, or maybe do like that. Maybe like a Team Bardock DLC pack. Like have a Bardock story. Where he goes. We've seen the movies where he fights against Shield. Make Super Saiyan Bardock. I mean have the OG Bardock, Dragon Ball Z Bardock. I don't think if I remember correctly he's not in Sparking Zero either. We have Bardock from Dragon Ball Super, but not Bardock from Dragon Ball Z. So I expect even that Bardock to make an appearance. So maybe a Team Bardock DLC would be pretty cool. So we can have Fasha, we can have we can have Fasha come back that way. So I definitely see Fasha coming back. I mean, yeah, I do honestly. So Fasha definitely needs to be added as well. Now I think perhaps the biggest omission when it comes to Dragon Ball Z is none of them my boy Pycon. I was stunned when I didn't see Pycon, honestly. It was a shocker not seeing him on the roster. I mean, he's been in every other game in Dragon Ball, and then seeing him omitted was like, whoa. Like, why? Like, it's something that I just don't get it. And it's like, he should have been there. He's represented well. I mean, you have Super Gogeta. He played a role in that movie, and he was alongside with perhaps one of the most popular characters in Dragon Ball, Gogeta. So it seems weird that he wasn't included. I mean, they have the reasonings as to why they didn't include Pycon, but I hope I see our boy Pycon sooner rather than later. I mean, that's something they can just release and say, you know what, we've been having a successful launch. Here you go, guys. You guys can play as Pycon. Here's a little freebie. I would love to see Pycon in there sooner rather than later. My boy Pycon definitely deserves to be on that roster. Now, another omission that I saw was actually Cooler's Armored Squadron, which is I was shocked by that we didn't have Salzador and A's in there. It's pretty crazy that they're not included. The Cooler's in there, awesome, but I think Cooler's Armored Squadron deserved to be in that game. They truly did. I expect that maybe as DLC, maybe a movie pack DLC. I can honestly see that. So it would be cool. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it would make a lot of sense if we get like a movie pack DLC because we just had PyCon right there. Fasha, and granted she's not in the movie, but she's in a special. So maybe they'll do a movie slash special DLC pack. So I do see that, but Cooler's Armored Squadron definitely does need to be there. Salsa Doranese. Another one, Base Garlic Jr. We do have Super Garlic Jr. We do, which is great, awesome. My boy Garlic Jr. deserves representation. Honestly, he's been underrepresented nowadays. He needs to be represented more in games. So it's awesome that we got Super Garlic Jr. Great, awesome. But we do still need a base form Garlic Jr., which, like I said, now that I look at it, I think we're probably gonna get a movie slash maybe special DLC type of thing going. So I see Garlic Jr. coming back sooner rather than later. I see Garlic Jr. coming in sooner rather than later. Sorry. So hopefully we do get Garlic Jr. Hopefully we do get him in here. Now another one that I saw online discussion that I really didn't even think about it when I saw the roster release was Tarble. I do see Tarble coming in maybe as a DLC. Not sure where, but I do see it. Maybe he'll be like a freebie. Here you go, guys. Here's a special character. Here's Tarble. Have fun. Enjoy. So I do see Tarble coming in. I mean, I eventually do see that. Now let's move on to now going back to the movie type of thing. I'll go back to that right now. But yeah, Tarble does. It's the younger brother Vegeta. He does need to be there. Now, we're missing Android 14 and Android 15. I believe those two should be there. We got Android 13. Great, awesome for sure. But I believe 14 and 15 should be in the game. They definitely should be in there. It's weird that they're not. They've been in a lot of other different games, and they played a crucial. I mean, they played an important role in the Android 13 movie, so they should be there. They should have representation. So, like I said, I do see a movie slash DLC, a movie slash special DLC pack coming in, where you see Fasha, Fasha, Pycon, Cooler's Armor Squadron, Garlic Jr., base form, and you see 14 and 15 as DLC characters. That would be an amazing pack. Definitely awesome. So I definitely expect that. I definitely expect all those characters, the ones I've so far seen, come sooner rather than later. Now, moving into GT, I think he was, I think honestly, even Demon King Piccolo and I think this character that I'm about to show were like the first, like the two that really stuck out and made me scratch my head, like, huh? Really? They're not in the game? They're two very important villains. It's like, well, maybe the one I'm talking about now, maybe not so much like Demon King Piccolo, but they're villains that are recognizable. Demon King Piccolo more so, but that's the reason why Demon King Piccolo came to mind. I mean, I remember watching OG Dragon Ball. Oh my god, I remember that as a kid. Awesome, very very great time. Those are definitely memories I have that I never want to forget. But I remember seeing this villain about a show, and it's like really like I don't get it, which makes me think it'll probably be a DLC, maybe a GT DLC, but Super 17. Like, really, you're not gonna include Super 17 here? Like, it's like he was an important villain in Dragon Ball GT. Like, what? I don't understand the reasoning. I don't. It's like I just don't get it. I don't. It's interesting to think like, hey, like it's interesting to think like what was the reasoning for leaving him out. But it makes me think there'll be a GT DLC. I do for all the missing characters. Like I know, like I don't have him here on the list now that I thought about it, but you have GT Vegeta, GT Goten, GT Gohan that aren't in the game, so I expect them to be included probably in this DLC pack, in the GT DLC pack that I'm expecting them to release. But it's just like really like Super 17, like I mean, okay, but I expect them in the game at when it's all said and done, once all DLCs are done for the game. I definitely see Super 17 there. I just I can't conceivably think of a way they would miss him. So we'll get Super 17 into the game. Now I also see the Shadow Dragons, more so Ice and Nova. Ice and Nova, I definitely see in the game. Will we get like the rest of them, like Oceanus? Probably not. I mean, it'd be great. They should have representation. They should. I would say include them in include all the rest of the Shadow Dragons in the GT pack. But I mean, if you ask me who they're going to include, they're probably going to include Ice and Nova. They've always been in those games. I mean, the rest really haven't. They've been sometimes they're included, sometimes they're not. But I do see at least Ice and Nova being included for sure. But I would say Oceanus and the rest deserve to be in there as well. Like throw them in there. Why not? Now the other ones. Now before I go further, let me actually I just saw that my list was a little out of order. General Rildo, also part of GT. Was he as an important villain as Super Sentai? No, but I believe he deserves representation. Not just that General Rildo. General Rildo, we deserve Meta Rildo and Hyper Meta Rildo. Why not give us those three? I mean, yeah, is it the same character? Sure, but it's more characters you can play. Why not? The more, the merrier. So I do expect at least General Rildo in there, but I would love to see Meta Rildo and Hyper Meta Rildo in there as well. And then another one is actually Hellfighter 17. Like I'm surprised he's not included either. Is it like a carbon copy of Android 17? Sure. Yeah, you can definitely say that, but I do see Hellfighter 17 as a DLC character. Why not? Like I said, the more the merrier. I would love to see that for sure. So I would say just throw Hellfighter 17 in there. Definitely do. I mean, throw Doctor Mew in there. Why not? Yeah, you just throw Doctor Mew in. There's another DLC. Now that I saw that as a DLC character, why not? The more, like I said, the more the merrier. That'd be awesome. Now I know I'm probably gonna forget. Now that I see this, is this? Yeah, let me get rid of that. So let's remove that. Going to Dragon Ball Super. Now he's really the one that stuck out the most. I'm pretty. I might be missing more, but it's Jocko. Like I, like really like I mean it would be fun to play as Jocko. Like I mean I can definitely see a lot of shenanigans you can do with Jocko. Like I mean it'd be fun to play as him. Yeah, I mean, with the power scaling super is, I mean, would it be like your face? You have Jock in your face, Super Saiyan Blue. They'll probably blow you out of the water. But why not? No, play. Why not have Jock as a playable character? I believe he deserves that. It would be a fun character to be, to play with and to have in there. He was in, you know, he was in basically almost all arcs when you really think about it. Besides the Battle of Gods, he was. I mean, just look at here at the list. I mean, he was in a lot of these. Even now in the manga, he's still playing a role. So Jocko does deserve to be, representative represented in Sparking Zero. So why not throw in Jocko in there? Like I said, maybe it's a freebie to the players. You know what? Here's Jocko. Have fun. Definitely do Jocko. Now, that covers pretty much Dragon Ball Super. Really, just Jocko's really that came into mind. I'm probably missing maybe a few characters here and there, and it's if I do, oh, my also came into mind. My definitely deserves to be representative. At least Future Mai does. Why not give us a Future Mai? See, maybe a picture was there, but no, she's not there. A Future Mai, I would, it would be awesome to see a Future Mai for sure. So that's another character you can throw in there. Oh, another character that I just remembered is why not throw in Launch? But I'll bypass that. Sorry, I'll include that a little bit later. But yeah, Future Mai, definitely Future Mai deserves to be in there as well. So those are the two that came into mind. Now we'll go into more of it's not they haven't been really representative in the anime or the manga, but they've appeared in games. They're unique and I believe they should be there. Is honestly I think the most famous one. Let's move her into the front is Android 21. Big fan of Android 21. I love me some Android 21. She definitely should be in the game. She's been in actually a few games now. She debuted in Fighters. We saw her in Kakarot. So she appeared in I think Super Dragon Ball Heroes as well. Actually, yeah, now that I'm seeing there, she did. So why not throw in Android 21? You have her good transformation, you have her evil transformation. Why not have Android 21? I mean, it's she's super popular. She's loved by the fan base. So I mean, I do see if you tell me as a what if character, do I see Android 21 come into the game? I would say there's a 95% chance that she's going to appear in Sparking Zero one way or another. Will she be in at first? No. Will she be as DLC? I believe definitely. I definitely see that, and there's like a 95% chance that that'll probably happen. Now another one that definitely popped up was Bonyo. Bonyo is somebody that I see also coming in. We saw her debut in Kakarot. No, she's a member of the Frieza Force. I see that. She also was part of the Ginyu Force. So I definitely do see that. I see Bonyo also popping in as more as a what if character. I do. Um, I believe him. If you tell me where to rank it, maybe like a 60% chance we'll see her. I mean, she's a fresh character. Why not include her? So people can get more familiar with her. Definitely see that. So she has these more representation, not just in Kakarot where she appeared briefly. Just throwing Bonyo in there. Again, it's more so the more the merrier. Definitely do that. Now, Hachiak. Do I see Hachiak appearing? Yeah. He's been in several Dragon Ball games. I can see Hachiak popping in. I see him maybe as more of the DLC character, more like sort of the specials. Like all the ones I'm thinking of could be the movie slash specials DLC. So I do expect Hachiak to make an appearance. I do. I'm thinking like percentage wise. I mean, probably a 50% if you tell me that there's a chance he does, there's a chance he doesn't. But I mean, if you ask me, we definitely should see Hachiak in Sparking Zero. We should. Next is Toa. Toa again, she's somebody who should be in the game. She's part of Super Dragon Ball Heroes. The Xenoverse series appeared in Kakarot as well. She's appeared in I think most recent Dragon Ball games, so it just seems weird that we wouldn't see Toa or for that matter Mira also on top of that. I see both of them. I do see Mira appearing. I see Toa appearing. I do. I mean, I'd probably say they're even more of a chance than even Hachiak or Bonyo. I definitely do. Probably like a 70, even 75% chance I see them appearing in the game. They definitely deserve representation, especially since they've been represented in a lot of Dragon Ball games recently. But yeah, Toa and Mira, definitely see them coming into Sparking Zero. Now, let me before I talk about these next two, let me include Launch. We have good Launch, we have bad Launch. She definitely deserves to be in the game. We should have Launch in there, or both her good version and her bad version. So I mean, I expect Launch to be part of the OG Dragon Ball DLC pack that we're getting. So I see good Launch and good bad Launch being there. It's almost 100% certain we'll probably see that. Now these last two characters, I really, really would want them in the game, but do I necessarily see them in the game? No. Do I expect Bandai to include them in DLC or just to, here you go as a freebie? No, I really don't. And I mean, let's start off with the first one, Super Saiyan 3 Broly. He popped up in my. I played Dokkan and I saw him in my box. I'm like, oh yeah, we didn't get a Super Saiyan 3 Broly. He has appeared in games. He has. But do I expect him here in Sparking Zero? Honestly, I do not. It's more of a what if character. Would it be awesome? Sure. Should we get him? Yes, I think we should. Like, I still have that philosophy: the more, the merrier. Why not make this, the biggest cast of characters in Dragon Ball in a Dragon Ball game? I mean, Xenoverse 2 has been doing a very good job at that. So, I mean, here's the thing: Bandai has a lot of content they can give us. They have a lot of DLC packs they can go with. I mean, I have one more after this. I'm pretty sure I missed a couple of them. So they have plenty of characters they can go through. They have years of content. Honestly, they have. I mean, Dragon Ball Super Superhero and Daima currently running. It's you know, and if they really want to even expand it, they have manga characters. You have Super Dragon Ball heroes you can delve into. So there's limitless content they can make DLC. But like I said, would I love this? Yes. Do I expect it? Probably not. There's like maybe a 30% chance we'll get this, and the next character maybe even a 20% chance. I mean, like I said, I would love to see it. Do I expect it? No, I don't expect to see Super Saiyan 3 Broly in the game. I don't. As I don't expect to see Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Card art from Dokkan. Definitely played my fair share of Dokkan for sure. So, but yeah, I don't expect to see Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. I don't. Have we got him in previous games? Yes. So I mean, I see no reason why not to include him as a what if character or a special events character. Any other name you want to give it. I would love to see Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Do I necessarily see it happening? No, I don't, unfortunately. But why not? Again, I've said it constantly. You're probably going to annoy me saying this, but but the more the merrier. Why not? Just throw them in there. I would say give us that as a DLC. People would be happy about it. We have a what if character, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Why not just include that? And yeah, that pretty much wraps up the list that I thought of characters that were missing in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, or the characters that I saw. I read about. Hey, they didn't include them in there. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the list. Like I said, a lot of these I expect is DLC. I mean, a few I probably don't really see coming to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Some are like more 50-50. But I do expect OG Dragon Ball DLC pack to come. A GT DLC pack, I do. A movie/specials DLC pack for sure. I see that at least those three for sure. And even a specials character like we Android 21 and Bonyo or Hachiak and Tawamira, I see that as a DLC pack also. So like I said, they have a lot of content they can use. But at least at the top of my head, I see OG Dragon Ball as a DLC and GT DLC, and even the movies as movie/specials as a DLC. I do see those three being DLC packs in the future. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this video. So, if I missed anything, let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know. Yeah, you missed this character. You missed that character. So once again, this is the list that I thought of, and any feedback would be appreciated. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Very much appreciate it. We're we're close. We're close to October 11th. We very much are. We're about 11 days away for the release of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. 8 days away for early access users. I mean, I cannot wait. We're at the final stretch, everybody. So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you liked what you saw, and see you all on the next video. Bye, guys.